Approve the agenda, is there a motion?
Make a motion to approve the agenda as presented.
Is there a second?
I second it.
Okay, I have a motion and a second, approve the agenda, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Approval of the minutes, and motion,
I so move.
I'd second it.
any additions or corrections? Having no additions or corrections, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Treasurer's report, Kevin.
Okay, so we had to start out May 1st with 126,990. As you see that we got a lot of the first half payments, the general fund 126,648, and so if you look at it and stuff in there, we're just a touch over half, which is what we want to be because some people pay for the full year, so that one's looking pretty good. So you had 44, and firefighters was 88. So and it's it's close to half, a little over half there too. So then that's really good and stuff in there. And then the front foot assessments, they're at 97. So right, like I said, right there, everything's looking like everything is looking pretty good. And collection wise and stuff in there. So the total receipts was 266.83. If you go down there, and stuff in there, we got 37,297 in contracted services. Most of that is for engineering services, equipment, vehicle, just some routine maintenance, insurance. They did the workman's comp audit. We got that done. Then we sold some vehicles and stuff, so we got those and took them off off there. So our insurance for the year is 22,914. We had it budgeted for 24, so it's going to probably stay there unless we buy some other equipment or something to add. But 22,914 is looks like the total for the year. Payroll's looking good. We're only in a percentage of that, and then everything else is just kind of routine unless you have any questions. That's pretty normal, but actually looks everything going down the line looks pretty good and stuff in there. So we ended up in the account with 343,054 and stuff in there. Going in there that will have dust control and gravel coming out next month, so we'll need a little bit in there to account to pay for both of those. So
Is there a motion to approve the treasurer's report?
I so move.
I'd second it.
I have a motion and a second. Any more discussion on the treasurer's report? Seeing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion carried. We'll go to old business, 267th Street, project closeout. Jet engineers are here.
Yeah, so reached out to Tom again. He said he got his lien waivers to his subcontractors and haven't seen those lien waivers back. So we're waiting on those lien waivers to be able to get final documents pushed through all the way. I think there's still $28,000 or so left to be paid to him to close out that project.
yeah, 28,746.91.
Yep.
So
Yep, so just waiting on that to get things closed out formally with the county and with Tom.
Okay. That's been a good project for us.
And they did renew that RAFE funding again for this year, so if there's other culverts to consider.
yeah, and he would like to get it closed out just because we did come under budget for that project. And so the county, with what they had there, they'd want this one closed out so then they can redistribute what's in there also, so.
Right.
So hopefully Tom will approve it here pretty soon, so we pay it and get all the stuff to him.
Okay, we'll move on to new business, court side. Any discussion on Forsyth?
I can point out that from the high point of traffic count of, roughly 750 cars a day when it was open and cars were driving through there. Now, just this week and last week, the averages are 450 or so. It's still a couple hundred higher than what it was, a year ago when nobody was driving on other than residents, which is 250 or so. But it is down. The speed seems to be about the same. And I might add 41st Street is down 50 cars a day too, so. So the traffic on Quartzsite is down, but not back to normal.
And it seemed like the speed is okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
so,
I'm sure that could be argued,
yeah,
but
yeah, yeah.
it does show, 27 is, most of the cars are doing 27 on average.
Would we entertain speed bumps at all on Quartzsite?
There are speed bumps.
Not on Quartzsite,
Yeah, they're
Yeah,
down
that's
on the
what I-
corner and right where the sign
Yeah,
was,
maybe-
isn't there?
like another set in the middle of the road. Just entertaining you.
You wanna move the ones we got there now, or you wanna put another additional set in?
Would it be nice to put them in the middle of Quartzsite because that's the most traveled road. And they go pretty fast on that road.
So where would you want them, on top of the hill there, or on the bottom of the hill, or what? Would you
On
think?
Quartzsite, probably in the middle, I mean, just a slow, Quartzsite is the one that's traveled the most and leads right up to the gravel road. To go over to, yeah. Somewhere on that road, other than at the, where it meets the gravel.
We have some discussion on that too, about they want them taken off, some people do, have lived there,
Yeah,
so we get both ways. but-
yeah, okay.
We physically do not have, all of ours are deployed now.
Yeah.
So we'd have to buy one if you decide to do it, or we just have to call and get another set.
But we could probably move that set that's up on the end up here down further. That would help.
Yeah, well, there's a neighbor on the street that had mentioned that she wouldn't mind speed bumps, even if they were in front of her house, she would be okay with it, just because the traffic goes by fast. And there's been a couple businesses they said are a lot of the culprits, so.
What's the speeds on that? I know you got to
25.
27.
27.
27 is
Yeah, it's
the
25 is a speed.
85% of the cars are doing 27. I don't have a high point. 34, 30, I guess. Yeah, that's about it.
Yeah, well, sure, it's-
Okay, anything else on Quartzsite? Okay, we'll move on to Stokes Avenue.
I think they'd like the supervisor to say yes or no that they're willing to entertain accepting it as a road. We've been back and forth on this for months. They had a draft petition by the property owners offering to pay $6,500 over 2 years. Kevin had let you guys know that if the $2 front foot assessment had been assessed each year from 2018, when the road was paved, to 2028, when the first time you get money in, should the road be accepted, and you start doing assessments at the $2 front foot fee, that would have brought to, between those two dates, the amount of $22,762. So that's if front footage assessments would have been done through that date. Willardson had estimated some crack sealing done. If you do accept the road and it gets done, it might be around 750, might need some road sealing around 4,500 for just Stokes. This is the road that the property owners had asked to be vacated. It was vacated. They would like to be brought back into the township. So I think you guys just at this point need to either say Yeah, we're willing to, but we're looking at an amount of this much money. And then they can go through the signing the petition. We set it for public hearing and then you make a decision. Or if you're 100% against this, I think those property owners would like to know that you're 100% against this and you're not gonna look at accepting the road, even if they go through. I mean, they have a right to petition and have a public hearing. But I think the idea is if it's something you're really not entertaining, they don't wanna go through that effort. If it's something you're entertaining and you want a certain dollar amount, then, you know, what are you guys thinking for a dollar amount? So we can try and negotiate something, get an agreement that if you accept it and they pay it. So I don't know that there's anything more I can add for information. I think we've gotten the information to you. That's the legal update. So anybody, you know, supervisors here, if you have comments. This is not the public hearing, but you certainly can take comments from anybody here and discuss it. But I would like to get back to them with a either no, we're really not interested, or we're interested, but we're looking at a dollar amount of this much money to kind of put in the kitty. And then the one question I was asked, Sioux Falls isn't saying they're going to annex that area, but you know, we all know it's in the area of Sioux Falls line site. So in the event Sioux Falls decides to annex the area, the money that gets paid into the township is the township's money. It doesn't get paid to Sioux Falls. So should there be an annexation of that road, the city is not entitled to anything that is in the township's account for that road. So,
I did have a conversation with Andy Berg. Maybe Craig can enlighten me on this if it parallels with what you've been told, Craig, but he said the city has done no maintenance or doesn't plan to in your current status with the city. You've done your own snow removal.
Yes.
Yeah,
Right.
he told me they're doing no maintenance.
right, I mean, it's a private road, so the city wouldn't do
So,
that.
yeah,
Yeah, and the plats aren't deferred. You did pay plat fees, he said.
yes.
And then, he said there was no cost recovery fees to his knowledge, he was aware of it all. So that, and that, what that means to me is they were holding no monies at all. Does that sound right, Craig?
Yeah.
Okay,
You're talking the city.
the city.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, that was from Andy Berg, that
Right, they
they're
should.
holding zero, with no. And he said that they're gonna replace the, cost recovery fee in about 2029 with a new system called system capacity charges. And they will charge you at the time that the city takes it in and you choose to connect to the city sewer. Well, that's kind of an open-end deal because everybody's got a septic service, right? Correct? I'm sure.
Yeah,
So-
there's no sewer line.
I don't know if you were aware of that, but they
No.
said they're changing this system about 2029, he tells me, to a new system capacity charge. So I guess that's what you'd have coming down the line when and if they ever annex it. So,
Yeah, so if the city annexes it, the city
Yeah. will
charge all those residents water and sewer hookup fees and
so
could
you-
require them to completely have that road redone to different specifications and assess the property owners, but again, any money that we have is our money. So it doesn't matter
Right,
if they annex
right.
or not.
So he told me basically they got a zero going, a
Mhm.
zero balance, so nothing they're holding and nothing that, like Lisa said, we wouldn't transfer to them if it went back someday. So there's nothing to transfer to us at this time, let's say.
Right.
So that's what I have as far as conversing with the engineers.
How many residents do you have, Greg?
What's that?
How many residents do you have?
There's 8 myself, so there's 9.
9, okay.
Is there a couple that they're completing right now?
Well, yeah, there's one they're just getting done with, and there's another one they're,
Few months out?
oh, yeah.
Okay.
The listing is behind you. I think, you know, they're there to put
Yep.
some.
Yep.
Well, I don't need a motion. What I need is to know if you guys are absolutely not interested in accepting the road. Or if you're interested in going forward, then they're gonna file a petition and we'll set up a public hearing. But if there's a dollar amount you're wanting from them to have the road accepted, since there's no money essentially in that kitty, if there's a dollar amount that you are looking at, that's what I'm hoping you will tell them at this point. And it doesn't have to be set in stone, because we got to have an agreement. But if you're saying, we're willing to accept the road without putting any money in, say that. If you're saying, we're willing to do the public hearing, potentially accept the road, but we think there needs to be at least X dollars put in to the kitty, you know, repave that road someplace down the line, then say that. Right? I mean,
I
that's,
don't have a problem with taking the road in,
Right.
it's just the dollar amount
Right.
for repairs and maintenance, you know,
I agree. I don't have a problem taking it in, just.
it's right there, so I mean,
If there's a dollar amount, or is it fair to, if we start the paperwork, Craig, that if we can kind of look at it when the last house is close to completion, is that fair, just to make sure there ain't any
Well,
further damage?
I don't know that, yeah, so just assume the road isn't damaged more, right? So right now, you know, you have at least $5,500 that has to be spent in the next few years for that road. But eventually that road has to be redone.
Yep.
So you gotta build up that kitty enough.
Yep.
So that you have money in it, so that 30 years down the road, you have enough money to try and do substantial work. So it's a crapshoot with all of these paved roads, and that's why you've been assessing the maximum amount, the $2 for paved roads, because we all know it takes a long time, $2 a front foot, to gather enough money. And so
Well,
what
if these-
Kevin has said is, if they would have started assessing it when they paved it, through when you're gonna get that first dollar in, that's gonna be 22,726. I'm not saying you need to say you have to figure out how to put $22,000 in if we're gonna accept the road, but you know, there's some number.
but if we accept it now, it's gonna be 2 years before it goes into their,
If you accept it now, you're not gonna get 1 penny until 2028, because that's the way the assessments go.
Yeah.
So that's why,
that's what you gotta
if
remember.
you accept it now, you can say, we'll accept it, but we want a check for this much money. That could be a condition. We'll accept it if you write a check for this much money. That much money goes into the Stokes quote unquote account, like any of the other paved developments, the way that process works. And then you can accept it and assess next year the $2 or whatever you're assessing everybody else.
Like I said in that email, I do think that they should pay enough to do the slurry seal, because they're due for slurry seal with the,
Same
with
time,
slurry.
right.
Well, you're talking about the 4,500.
Yeah,
Yeah,
well,
so-
or more, or,
Yeah, so they have offered the 6,500, so, but that just gets you to the slurry seal.
and then with the front foot, you can adjust that. We can go up to $3 a front foot and get the rest later. It's up to you guys, but at least I think you should get the slurry seal up front.
So is there some amount that you guys would want?
I would look at, there's other areas where there's been a cost recovery fee charged, and it's about $2,500 per lot. If that's fair, just to, if I can get that exact number for you, would that be fair? Just a comparison to other places? I'm just giving you a starting point. I'm not saying it's set in stone, like you said earlier, Lisa.
Well, yeah, I mean, the
I just read-
$2,500 a lot is the 22,500.
Right.
So however you wanna say it, we're still at about 22,000. So if you're looking at, you know, to accept this road, we're gonna want in the kitty 22,000. Then just, you know,
And then again, I'm not making the number up, I'm just getting it from other comparisons. That's fair.
well,
And I'm trying to be fair to the general fund here.
Yeah.
Is my eyes.
I think the number that was come up with is 6 years of that running foot, you know, the
front footage.
Yeah,
assessment.
front footage, 6 years of it down.
Okay.
And then, I mean, that's the 6 years would be basically the 20, but if you went more, then that's how they come up with a 22. They just use the front foot.
If it's.
So I don't know
close,
how you come up with your 2,500.
Just comparison to others
Okay.
that have had a cost recovery fee. And I'm not set in stone, I'm just giving you something to,
And when you say cost recovery fee, I mean, we haven't done a cost recovery
No.
fee, so I don't know what your base would. I mean,
Well-
are you talking about other area?
other developments
Okay,
where that's been assessed.
well, we haven't assessed a cost recovery,
Correct.
but we've gotten money from other developments to pave their road. Is that what you're talking about?
Yep.
Okay,
Yep.
so what you're talking about is when we have agreed to pave a road that's already our road, we have looked at that and said, it's gonna cost this much money to pave that road. Some people have paid about $2,500. So that's what you're,
Yep.
yeah,
Yep.
so for different developments, that's what some people have paid. Some people have paid 2,000 and some people paid 6,000 to try and get their development paved, so. What I'm hearing from you, Todd, is you're looking at a number around 20,000 in the kitty. Marv,
Well, I think Craig is looking at 2,200, is that correct?
No, he's looking at 6,000.
he's looking, they offered 6,500,
Oh, 6,500?
right?
Yep.
Rich, do you have a number?
Well, I kinda like that 22.5. Cause that would give them time, and if we have to down the road, we're not gonna get anything for 2 years. So if something would happen, gives us a cushion. I mean, you're not gonna pay the first year now, the front footage, because it won't be gone through, right?
Right, nothing would get assessed until,
Like 2
Till-
years from now.
well, we would do the assessment in April, but then it doesn't get in the tax roll until the fall.
Yeah,
And then they don't actually pay until the next spring. So they would not be paying anything until 2028.
yeah, that last half of 2028.
Yeah,
See, I have no problem accepting back in, but it's just the money.
but what you're saying is you think the number should be closer to 22.
Yeah.
Marv, what do you think?
Well, I don't know. Let's say 2,200 per lot. That'll give us some funds.
So you're at about 20,000. So Craig, what I'm hearing is they want somewhere between 20,000 and $22,000.
Okay,
So that, and if that money, if your group agrees to pay $22,000 or between 20 and 22, the likelihood is that
Okay.
they would accept the road.
okay,
So hopefully that gives you the information so you can go back and
Right.
decide, is it worth $22,000 to, you know, have the township take over the road? With the understanding that nobody's paying, you know, that money has to come in, but then on the assessments, nobody pays anything until the end of 2028, because that's the way the assessments work, number one. And number two, 30 years down the road, if that road takes $2 million to redo and there's only $1 million in there, I'm just, $100,000 and it costs $200,000. There's no guarantee, there's money in the kitty. But if it costs $200,000 to redo and there was only $100,000 of money in the kitty, the township supervisors will decide what to do. Do we pay the rest out of general funds? Do we blade it into gravel? So, that's with any of the developments, if there's not enough money when they have to completely redo the development road, then supervisors will decide what to do with the road, because it's then a public road. Does that make sense?
So that's something that, the letter that we sent out, that's something that we would mention to the people
Right,
that,
right. So I can
In-
send an email to your attorney and
Okay,
say,
yeah.
this is what the consensus was. Understand A, B, and C, and if you guys want to proceed, go ahead and get me a petition.
Okay.
We'll set it for notice and get something done. And if you guys decide if we don't get a petition from you, then we'll assume that you're just staying your private road.
You understand that money stays in your account. You'll have your own private account there,
Well,
and that money always stays there
yeah, it's
until we use it to.
it's township money, and
you guys keep it in your account.
Yeah.
In a specific
Yeah.
account for that Stokes
Just
Avenue.
just for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
it's kept in there.
Yeah.
But it's township money.
I have a question. You were saying in 29, what was gonna happen?
They're gonna, this cost recovery fee deal that you never had affected in your situation, is there's 4 different entities they have in cost recovery fees. And this is stuff that's generally outside of the city limits, but it's in their 3-mile zone. And they're gonna redesign this into a system capacity charge. And he said that it would be charged at the time you connect to the city sewer. Well,
Because we have a pre-annexation agreement
okay,
that when Split Rock to the west
right,
or to the south gets annexed in, we automatically have to annex in. But we don't have to hook up, technically, well, we're not supposed to have to hook up until our sewer systems break down.
gotcha, I would agree.
Okay, so I'm just wondering if what you were getting at is they were gonna tear the road up. That's all.
That, he never
Okay,
went any further, but you can talk to Andy Berg just to clarify it, Craig. I would doubt they'd tear the road up
Okay.
for that.
I just was, you said in 29, they were gonna start
That's
doing something different.
Redesigning, yeah, that's what
Okay.
he said, 2029. Which ain't that far away.
Well, I know 6th Street was that way with Tisdale. City would have paid for it coming out,
Okay,
but when Ron developed both sides of the road, he has to pay the city back.
well,
Now, that's where you get the recovery. Because then you, because you're a developer, or you're developing it, you gotta pay for the road. And that's what,
that's where it gets tricky for us,
yeah,
and we're not trying to abuse the general fund.
So Lisa, you're gonna talk to Christie.
I'm gonna send Christine an
Okay.
email and just say, this is the consensus that happened at the meeting tonight. And understand 1, 2, and 3. So I will send that email to Christie tomorrow morning. And then Christie can have a discussion with you and you guys can decide, yep, we'll come up with that money. And you'll get me a signed petition and we'll get it for public. I gotta publish it, and notice and public hearing. So yeah, I'll send Christie a summary.
Thank you.
Okay,
Craig, if you'd like to team up and go downtown together, I would go with you
Okay,
anytime.
all right.
okay, we'll move on to item 3, East Maple from Rice Street East to North Oakview Place.
Yeah, I don't have anything more on that. They haven't gotten me anything. That's the one that was gonna go through the city first and then they were gonna get it to us and I don't have anything yet, so we'll have to wait. I don't know if it's gone through or not, the city.
Elected officers update. Anything, Brenda?
I don't have anything.
At least it was gone last month. We talked about we need to do some right of way letters to a few areas that have objects going on in the right of way.
I didn't get any
No,
information.
that's fine.
on
I'm
that.
just
I mean,
repeating.
I'm happy to send some letters
Yeah.
out, but I gotta get,
I'm just repeating it because you were gone.
okay, so somebody's getting me
We'll
some,
get you some addresses.
okay.
Rich?
Couple of things. We're doing dust control. We got started Monday. They're moving right along. I figured they'd be down on Thursday, right, Kevin?
Yeah.
Dust control, hopefully.
Hopefully Thursday.
Weather permitting.
They're hoping to get down there, if they get enough product, that's what they said, the product was kind of slowing them up a little bit.
Yeah. And then we got some prices on that Red Rock or development, not Red Rock. Kim Circle, sorry. And Ryan come up, what we ended up was going down, further down the fence line in Beth's and property, Funky's Farm it. And if you want to tell us about it, Ryan?
Yeah, so we put together a potential design of what that could look like to try to satisfy what Funky was looking for there. And we're hoping to discuss those options with the township to see, I guess which direction township wants to move forward on that. And so, I'm not sure if we wanted to set up a meeting with Rich specifically, or how we would on that, move forward with that.
So the price you were saying, you were telling me that would be way higher than what
Yeah, so
originally.
the price to include the grading of that farmland was probably about double what the Kim Circle project was originally scoped for, just to get the drainage area down to one drainage area is what the farmer had requested. So basically meanders through his property, and he said, if you're gonna trench through here, I'd like to not have my meandering drainage and your drainage, like to combine it into one. So that increase the amount of grading that would need to be done there quite significantly.
Just something we gotta get on the
What-
schedule.
What if we don't, all of a sudden we say, okay, we're just gonna do this stuff in Kim's Circle and stop it there, it ain't quite right, doing it quite right, but you know, is that gonna, what is that gonna affect?
So that would be basically you're saying like leave the drainage how it is today from Kim Circle downstream. Is
Okay,
that what your question is?
but it still would be replacing that culvert and stuff, right?
Right, so you could still replace that culvert, you could still clean up that drainage channel going downstream of the culvert, but then once it hits west of that property in Kim Circle, it would slowly drain like it does today.
Be like a holding pond there for a while and
So
slowly
it
drain
would
out.
continue to run west like it does today. You clean up everything coming south to the end of that Kim Circle development, and then everything to the west would remain just as it is today, and it would continue to drain that way, which,
Yeah, and it ain't quite right, but for like Kim's Circle to pay for, you know, all that farmers, you know, what he wants and stuff in there, I don't know if that's quite right either, so. I don't know, I would lean toward that, do what we need to do for Kim's Circle and leave the, there, but I don't know, that's their guys' decision.
Anything else, Rich?
No,
Kevin, do you have any?
I had the state bond board meeting for the South Dakota Association in Townsend Township, went there today, we discussed a lot of stuff, and then we're gonna change some stuff with the bonds again, for the state and stuff in there. One of the other things I wanted to make sure that the supervisors that, Ryan, Postma was doing the mowing around the shop. And he said he wasn't gonna do it this year. And Troy did some of the mowing and stuff in there, but that back part, it's got a lot of thistles and, it's pretty steep. I don't know. you're gonna have to kind of try to figure out who wants to mow that, or if, you know, if you guys got something that can go up the steep, if Iggy's got something to go up the steep
I do.
there, but you need to look at that, cause on the west side and the back, there's quite a few thistles, and it's pretty steep, and so, and we should probably spray it also. And then I kinda go with Rich, or what you said, that you got that one on Maple and 6 Mile, that's beating up the road, Road 2. That probably the lawyer should send out a letter that's,
Right in the corner.
beating up the ditch pretty bad.
Yeah, that's what I was referring to.
Okay.
Hey, anything else, Kevin?
No, that's it.
Okay. I guess I don't really have anything. Now we'll move on to public comment. This gentleman's here first.
Obviously our first time here, we were recommended by, Dave, the HOA president from Pine Lake Hills to come. And a lot of our neighbors over here and over in Pine Lake Hills talk about the speeders on 6 Mile Road. And they have had the, speed monitor signs over in Pine Lake Hills. And we didn't know whether or not there would be any consideration given to maybe putting one over on 6 Mile Road. I know with the detour with the construction, I mean, there's hog trucks, roll and ride trucks, a lot of construction trucks that are driving 60 miles an hour down that road. We have called the Sioux Falls Police Department, we've talked to the Sheriff's Department, we've talked to the County Commissioner. We went down a long list of people to speak to. And, I mean, they all do a little bit of effort to talk to the police chief, and they actually put a sign called the Big Blue down there by the school. And, there for a couple weeks, and it was just taken down. So I didn't know, whether or not there would be, an opportunity to put one of those signs, I think that somebody had mentioned earlier, where they could, get a report on the speed and traffic count.
Just your advice on that whole
Yeah.
concept, because there's been near accidents that we've seen multiple times. Somebody's gonna get killed on that road. And the police chief, we attacked every possible avenue. Does anybody here have kids to go to that school? Anybody? in
For
there?
Nassau?
Yeah, for Nassau.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, and that's, we see it we almost had an accident last night. And, the police, for some reason, they'll come out, they'll sit there and it'll slow down. As soon as they're gone, especially the big Mill and Roy down here is probably one of the worst at it. Those yellow trucks just buzz down that street constantly.
Well, and just because school is out, I mean, I think they have like a summer camp or something at that school because there's still kids around. And there's kids that, and adults that walk up and down the 6 Mile Road. I think they've done it for years, and I think old habits are hard to break. And so we see people walking up and down that street, riding their bikes up and down that street. At the corner of Donnelly and 6 Mile, there's a button that, the kids can push to go across the street. And they're very small, skinny lights that are flashing for the traffic to stop. And we have seen it time and time again, that the traffic, especially the trucks, don't stop. The cars, I think, will. We've heard a lot of screeching brakes happen. And it's, I think, the only school in the city that doesn't have a sidewalk for the kids and doesn't have proper flashing lights, saying that there's a school zone ahead and that there's pedestrians. I know it's summer, but school will be back in session here again. And I think as time goes on, they'll start opening Arrowhead going to the west so that cars can go north and south on Veterans. But until then, they've used that as a detour for a year and a half so far now.
Because you guys have had problem with speeders going through your streets here, right? I mean, and, we've tried to, find solutions to try to slow the traffic down. They won't let us put speed bumps on 6 Mile Road, obviously, but.
Or those, what do they call them, that,
Rumble strips.
Yeah.
And I know we have a county commissioner that just got back to me today, and he's still working with the sheriff's department, and he said that they were gonna schedule some extra patrol saturation out here. And I think part of it is that, part of that is city, part of it is county, and it's kind of like nobody wants,
We're the last house in the city. 10 feet over is county,
yeah, so I
on
don't
that,
know, if-
on this side of the road.
I don't know what the,
We don't have no jurisdiction.
Right.
Yeah, yeah,
So I
but-
mean, it's a
Yeah,
county road, it's a school district issue, I mean, they're the ones who built the school there without the sidewalks
Right.
and.
right, and
Right,
we've talked to,
Yep.
yeah, I
Yep,
know.
and you know, quite frankly, they have a lot of money in their capital improvement. They do, they have millions of dollars in their capital improvement account. They have chosen to not build sidewalks. You know, they can do stuff like that. They can put up more signs, they can do stuff, they have money for it. But you know, they're probably gonna say it's a county road.
Yeah, that's,
Yeah,
it's like this
so
vicious circle.
I'm sure the county would say they're fine with more stuff, but they don't have money to do it, but the school has money. So,
So-
you know, unfortunately, we don't have any jurisdiction. We can't even do anything on that road because it is not our road.
No, but we're just asking for some advice.
Yeah, so my
Or
advice
you've
is,
dealt with,
yeah, my advice is, it is a county road. They're the ones who have the responsibility for safety of it. In partnership with the school district who built the school there, who could choose to use some money
Mhm,
to make it safer.
okay,
So I would be going to the school board and saying, we understand it's not your road, but it's where you chose to put the school. I have looked at your capital fund and you have X millions of dollars there. We are asking that you partner with the county and put some money towards safety of that, because this is what we're seeing.
okay.
That's
That's a good
my
idea, because
recommendation.
as more homes are getting built,
More kids are going there.
Exactly.
It's a safety thing, and quite frankly,
well, we had heard they might build another school just past Lewis Drug
it might,
yeah,
because of the size of this one can't handle all
Yep.
this,
yeah,
all these kids
Yeah,
here.
so the school district would be a good option then.
Okay, we good?
yeah, I mean, I would talk to the school district, even though they're probably gonna try and say they
Anything?
can't do it, but
Gotcha,
that would be
thank
my
you,
next step.
thank you.
I guess I'm not exactly sure the process for this, but
What's your name,
Ashley Berkman,
address,
8500 East 38th Street.
and your concerns are?
So I just want to discuss, I guess, the process of vacating the right of ways that are just on 38th Street, like the north part of Keith Lane and then Daniel Drive. Because I don't know what the process is for that. Just with the multiple sites of development that have been through there, I just have some concerns about as the rest of that land to the north of my house gets developed, having a road come through. That's a straight shot to 41st where there's a lot of increased traffic already. And then also just having roads on both sides of it.
So what I would tell you is there's a statute to follow to petition asking the township to vacate the right of way.
Okay.
You sign
It's
it,
a city kid.
well, just a minute, you sign it, you give it to us. We can make a decision, but it's within the Sioux Falls jurisdiction as well.
Okay.
So in order for it right away to be vacated, it's also within the Sioux Falls area. You then have to go to the city of Sioux Falls and convince them. So even if we vacate it, you have to convince the city that it should be vacated. And they may say no, because within our development plans, we might need it someday. But that's the process. So before any public right of way can be vacated, that is within our jurisdiction and the joint jurisdiction of Sioux Falls, you gotta go through both hoops. But it starts with us. So then you can file a petition and convince them that this right of way is not needed. It doesn't serve a public purpose. And if you meet that hoop, then you gotta go down and get them too. So I would say before you jump through this hoop, I would go down to the city of Sioux Falls planning office, ask to meet with them and say, this is what I'm wanting to get vacated. Is this even a possibility within your development scope? Because they've already looked at what they need and what they'd be willing to give up. So I would start there, because it doesn't make sense to spend time with us if they're just gonna say no. Even if you could say they support it, they don't care. They don't care if we support it, they're gonna need it.
Melissa Detterman, 8601 East Hidden Valley Road. The speed limit sign on Hidden Valley got replaced last year. And it's exceptionally short and the grass is obstructing it. So can we make it taller?
Take a look at it.
It's actually within our jurisdiction to do something.
I know that. That's why I'm here.
Not there, maybe not there, but there.
Good, Greg? Greg, you good? Okay. RJ,
Yeah, we just assume you didn't do dust, just to review, we don't want the dust control put on,
Not on yours, but your neighbor wants this.
let's just review that. So I don't think we need it from 481 down to the new bridge. Which would be 267, you got about a mile and a quarter there, we
Yeah.
don't want it. And then from Highway 42 and 482nd Avenue going south to Chip and Sherry Souls, we don't, and they don't want it either.
Yeah.
So you got about 2 miles total there, you don't need to, but then I think Dick would want it from the new bridge going east. Well,
Yeah, I understand.
just to review.
That's, yep.
Yep.
Okay.
That's all I got.
Okay.
The neighborhood asked if we could get some gravel on Ledge Rock and get it bladed, because the washboard is so bad, can't drive down it. To turn a year. So we run the maintainer down and throw a little gravel on it. After once a year.
okay,
I haven't taken a look at it. I have to get done with dust control.
What's that?
I'll send him over after he gets done with dust control.
Yeah, I mean, it's just.
okay, anybody else?
I have one thing real quick, because we won't meet until after the 4th of July, so I'll have Virgil put it back on the website, but we do have a resolution in the township. Oh, you had it up there. Kevin, you had something on, but we do have a resolution in the township that says,
That was it, yeah.
discharging of fireworks. If there's any fireworks on a township road, they must be removed within 24 hours. So please be mindful of that, because we do have a fine that goes along with that. I can't remember how much, but we'll get it on the website, so be mindful of that, please. Happy 250th.
Now I have it back up.
Okay, anything else? Okay, we'll move on to paying the bills. Kevin? You got something?
You got them in front of you, should have. Put them up here.
Okay, let me put it on.
So here they
Yeah,
are.
it's up, so you don't have to read them each.
Okay,
Those are the bills.
total bills for this month is $58,035.47. I think Kevin's got them on.
49 cents.
Yeah, 49 cents, yeah. There's a motion to pay bills,
I'd make a motion to pay the bills as presented.
is there a second?
I second.
Any more discussion? No. Seeing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried. We don't need executive session.
Nope.
Motion to adjourn,
I still move.
Second.
motion and a second to adjourn. All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Next meeting, July 14th, 7:30.